right. Good morning, guys. So I'm here to demonstrate how to use Excel for calculating z-scores. Share my screen. Okay, so I had already set that up. I get performance anxiety when I'm trying to do it, uh, even in just my own private space recording. So I'm calculating using z-scores to measure how many standard deviation a score is away from the mean or the average. If a z-score is 0, then it is equal to the average or the mean of the score. If it is one standard deviation above the average or one standard deviation, which is a negative one standard deviation below the average, then is when you start questioning the y. So in order to calculate the z-score, you need this formula, which is z-score equals the score minus mu, or the average, over the sigma, which is the standard deviation. And I had just inserted this inserted the picture of the formula. Z-scores, you're looking for what is above or below the average in the standard normal distribution. And you want to determine if you're the purpose or the meaning behind the scores. So first, you're going to calculate your z-score. So I made a column F here, just for the z-scores. And I'm going to mimic finding this on this column K. So I'm going to enter equal and open my parentheses. I am going to click on the score, just out of the reading score column. And I'm going to hit minus the mean. Click on the mean. And I'm going to close, divided by the standard deviation. And then I am going to want to make these stable so they will compute all the way down. So I'm going to enter in this $sign. And when I first did this, I kept getting confused because of the column I, and it looked like a 1. I wasn't quite sure what was going on. So see if this will work. And then enter. And then I have my z-score for my first reading score. I'm going to here, Control C, and bring it all the way down. And so then it calculates these z-scores. Oh, I need to go one up. It calculated a z-score for something that wasn't there. All right, and they are all the same. So when you're using z-scores, you're actually looking at the normal distribution to see if the average is either negative or positive, negative, to see how many scores the standard deviation on our observation is from the mean. In this case, a score of 1 means that it is 1 standard deviation above the mean, and a score that is -1 is 1 standard deviation below the mean. Um, so if you're looking at, let's look at this reading score 65 and is -1.46 below the mean. -0.55 or 55, not quite as far away from the mean as 65, but here you would want to, the student Z201, you would want to start looking at possible interventions, things that you could do to get the student closer to the average score. So you can also use your Z-scores to calculate, to create a box plot. So insert, let's see, let's go to recommended charts or column charts, box and whisker. Okay, so here I have the Z-scores, and if I wanted to change this data, I could, but I really think this data here specifically could stay the same. Here it's indicating the mean, and you can see where your outliers are, or again, get a visual of which students you would want to target. Might want to see if these students are going to maintain at being above the average, and then imply or insert intervention for being below the average. And that's how you calculate Z-scores.